Open up your brown book, baby. It's for you, it's for us. The fantasies, no one can judge us, no one can judge us. This is for us. Open up your brown book, baby. It's for you.
Hey y'all, hey, it's your girl Shay Baby, and welcome to the Brown Book Series. You know what? I am just surrounded by greatness. Let me tell you how my greatness works. Like, I get a full consultation that people pay thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars for. You know what? I love it when they be like, hey sis, come here real quick, let me get you together. And this next author does just that. Like, she's a teacher to many, and honey, I'm just so happy. I'm gonna see how much I gotta own, what I gotta do to get into the tribe, right? Yeah, gotta see. So Brown Book Series, please welcome to the stage USA Today's an Essence Bestselling national author, Miss Naleighna Kai. Hi.
Hey.
How are you?
Absolutely. Super fantastic.
Super fantastic. That's what I'm talking about. Now, Miss Kai, you know I'm from the South. Did I pronounce your name correctly?
It is Naleighna Kai.
Naleighna. Oh, that sounds so sexy.
It does, doesn't it?
It does, Naleighna. Oh, that is hot, girl.
Thank you.
Love it, Naleighna. Oh, that's nice. Okay, so how are you today? I'm so happy that you're here at the Brown Book Series. Like, this is such an honor.
Yeah.
Awesome. How's your day going so far?
It's going to be filled with editing and getting proposals together. Some of my writing tribe has proposals going into an imprint of a major publishing house. And my goal is to focus really on them, maybe a couple of other things. But today and tomorrow, Mother's Day, it is spent. They said if you work hard for a living, you'll make, if you work hard for someone else, you'll make a living. If you work hard on yourself, you'll make a fortune. So right now I'm working hard on myself. And that is aligning up all my literary things. I've been playing fast and loose with this literary thing because I work for a law firm during the day and I got comfortable.
Oh,
I got entirely too comfortable. Then a slight bit of a wake-up call says enough that if I work 36 hours for myself, it brings in the same amount of money as if I'm working 140 hours for the law firm.
Yes.
So where should I put my efforts? So today, tomorrow, and if you look at my Instagram page, you can see from the recent posts over the last week that I am taking this literary thing serious. I've been in it for 20 years and I did it because I love it. You know, I put my pain on the page and put the page as part of became my purpose. And my purpose is now turning into profit. So that is my focus right about now. And I love it. I still love this literary life. I love working with clients. I love helping people to become national bestsellers. And I love my writing tribe, the tribe called Success. And they are amazing. I learn from them just as much as they learn from me.
That is awesome. So how can I get in the tribe? I got to write a book or something? Like, what I got to do? I'm trying to, get in.
They're writers. So you should be writing a book about all of these wonderful experiences with each person that you've interviewed.
And I've had some awesome experiences. It's been great, like more than what I thought it would be. I know I love reading romance books, and I know I love romance authors, but you guys, y'all rock, man. Y'all like rock stars. It's hot.
Yeah, well, you are a rock star because you make sure that we stay in business, baby. You help us keep an address.
I try, girl. I just got to do my part. I'm trying to do my part.
Indeed. But I'm serious about that book thing, though. Part memoir about your life in the radio world and that industry, and work into how you moved into here, and then the people that you've interviewed in between. Yes.
Woo. I'm telling you, I don't know.
So time next year.
Wait now. Okay, hold on. Let me, Miss Kai.
Yes, ma'am.
Let's go into your interview. I'm not finna write no book. Hold on. Well, look, I did ask to be in the tribe dinner. That's what I get.
See, that's what happens. People want to do a damn thing, and then when you tell them how to do the damn thing, they be like, "Hold up, chief. That's not my TP. I'm not trying. I don't blow them smoke signals somewhere else. I got you."
But trust and believe, though. You can hear it right here. When I do decide I'm gonna, put my little baby toe in it, I would definitely be hitting you up.
Okay.
Y'all be like, hey girl, hey, can you help us? I don't understand. Will you try it? Somebody help me format this stuff. What I need something. So
Gotcha.
that's what's up. Okay, Miss Kai. I love your last name too. That's why I say Miss Kai. I don't know. I'm from the South. So everybody's missing Mr. So you know.
It's okay. It's okay. And everybody's ma'am. My mother grew up in Marshall, Texas.
Okay, cool. That's what I was about to say. Tell us a little bit about you outside of the literary world. Like when you're not editing, when you're not, consulting, when you're not being your own boss, and what do you like to do?
I like to play beer whist. I like to play beer whist. I'm telling you, it took till I was grown to learn how to play it, because when we were younger and the church folks would play it, when we did those church trips down from here to Canton, Mississippi.
Oh,
we were there with the church, and we stayed in the hotel down there. It was the choir. And the adults tonight, they were smoking, they were playing beer with, and it looked like so much fun, but they were serious about it. They looked like they would cut you if you did something wrong, right? These church folks, they turned into totally different people. But I always wanted to learn how to play beer whist, and I reconnected with my nephew, who is a tournament beer whist player.
Wow.
And here's what I learned from him. It wasn't just the game of how, because I knew how to play spades.
Right.
But beer whist was different. And what he taught me is he sits down at the table. He expects to win each and every time he sits at that table. Whereas I was sitting at the table and I was hoping to win. And the difference is most time, because his expectation was to win, the universe lined up with his expectation and he won. I don't care who was sitting across from him. He would win. He would win. So when I got that in my system, and my son got it in our system, that this is how we're supposed to sit at the table and expect to win. We started kicking his butt. He didn't like it.
That black girl magic kicked in.
I know. So I like to play beer whist. I love to travel. But I'm from Chicago. So I like Chicago style stepping. You're not going to get me up here juking and stuff. Get me some smooth stuff, look kind of good and sexy.
Yes.
Stepping. So I love that, and travel most of all. And I love to eat. That is, I love to eat. So if you can't tell, but I love East Indian food. I love Thai food. I love soul food. Don't get me wrong, but I love to eat. I love to travel. I love to play beer whist, and I love to dance. So those are my four. But my day is mostly filled up with literary stuff. I work for the law firm, but most of my time is filled up with literary things. So, and now that we've been in this interesting times that we live in right now, I have been focusing more on that. I don't get to go out and step, and I don't get to go out and play beer whist because I'm staying safe. I love y'all. I get to lay eyes on my son for the first time in a year and a half. 2 weeks from now, he's coming home to propose.
Oh my God! Oh,
yeah, he's coming home to propose. Oops! Wait. When does this air?
I'll make sure it airs after 2 weeks. We'll put you.
Cool. She knows it's coming because somebody let out the bag. Well, she knows it's coming, so you can air it anytime.
Well, I hate when that happens, though. I hate when that happens when
somebody let it. I told him he should have told close family, but he wanted everybody. He's coordinated everything, so she knows it's coming.
But she just
doesn't know when. When they're here, it's going to come. So yeah, well, you can air it anytime. But I thought about that. I'm like, no, but somebody let it out the bag already. It's all right.
I hate that when people ruin surprises, because even though you know it's going to happen, just almost like when a person dies, they could be sick in the hospital, and you know.
Our folks don't read. She didn't read the whole thing. She skipped the part. Keep this under your hat, and went straight to. And she's like, "Oh, congratulations!" Really? I'm like, I need bail money. Upside her head.
I'll tell you, like I said, people be like, I'll tell you, be like somebody be sick, they die. It's still shocking. Like, oh my God. And you can know.
I know.
It's still, like, I just hate that somebody just let out the bag. But like you said, some people just don't read. They don't want to read. They just want to be able to be the first to say congratulations on some stuff.
Yeah, she wasn't even an inner circle person. Oh, knucklehead.
Amazing. I absolutely love it. Okay, so Miss Kai.
Yes, ma'am.
It brings us to our first segment in the Brown Book series called Name That Book, where we take a character, a synopsis, a passage, or something related to one of your books, and you have to name that book.
Okay. See, you don't realize it's 30 books, number one. Number two, you haven't read it in such a long time, and you were like, and sometimes I'm amazed at myself.
Yeah.
I'll go back and it's like, oh, damn, that's good. Or, oh, I wrote that. We have to impress ourselves at times, so we don't always. We're questioning as we're writing. Is somebody really going to read this? Is somebody really going to love this? So
we love it. We read it, and you're not going to get out of this game. So let's go.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. But I made them easy.
Okay.
I made them easy. Somebody be looking at this like, yeah, she always said it, but no, these are easy. I'm telling you, easy. Okay.
Okay.
First up, name them book. Character, Gina Wright.
Rich Woman's Fetish.
Rich Woman's Fetish. See? It's easy breezy.
Okay.
Girl. All right. Next one. It's a passage. Okay.
Okay.
Here we go. Only someone who wasn't from here would come all this way and deliberately try not to have a good time. Only someone who wasn't from here would come all this way and deliberately try not to have a good time.
Oh my God. Wasn't from here.
He wasn't from here.
You know what? And it feels like it's something recent, like one of the kings of the castle or knights of the castle. Oh my God. Only someone who wasn't from here would deliberately come all of this way and not have a good time. I don't remember.
It is The Pleasures Are Mine.
Oh, girl. 20 years ago. Yeah. Pierce said that to Raven.
Call me back.
They were in Hawaii. Yes. Okay.
Yes. All right. Now this book right here is one of my favorite books of yours.
Open Door Marriage.
No, that should be because I want one. But no, this is
Okay. No judgment zone. No judgment zone. That's some grown ass woman stuff right there. When you can admit, I'm like, no, let her do 80% of the work. I'll take the 20%. Give me the pickle. Give me the fun part of it. Yeah, I feel you. Oh, 4 of my books are centered around the poly life.
I know, but check this. Okay, cool.
Okay,
so you're gonna get this one. You're gonna get this one. This is my favorite one of all time from yours. Okay. Hiccup passage. He could lie well enough to make a hooker pay premium price for what she got for free every day. Every day. I'm telling you, that brother be lying, honey.
Oh my God.
On top of lies.
I say that often though. That's what I'm saying. I don't know which book I slid that one into. You're killing me here, Shay. You're killing me.
I'm sorry. Okay. Think of, let me set the scene. She walks in the house. The mistress is at the door. And she's like, where my husband?
Every woman needs a wife.
Every woman needs a wife.
You're going back all the way to 2006. You really think we going to remember this stuff? That's what every woman needs a wife.
Girl, when I'm telling you, and it was, when it first came out back in.
And you know why? I don't think, because I stopped writing men, leading men who were not positive. That I wrote him as he was a cheater. He was infidelity. Yeah. I stopped doing that after that book. All of my leading men are men that women can hang their hats on, that they can fall in love with, that they can say, I love that. Oh, I have this kind of man in my life. Or I wish I had that kind of man in my life. So yeah, Vernon was not my favorite person. No,
Vernon was a trip. I mean, and the way he just tried to lie out of it and just, it was just a lot going on. But that was nothing. Okay.
Me on that one.
Yeah. Next up though, this one you're gonna get. Character. Aunt Yoli.
Open Door Marriage.
Open Door Marriage. Yes. That is your latest novel, Open Door Marriage.
No, that's not the latest novel.
That's not the latest one?
No.
What?
Honey, I dropped 5 books last year.
Wait a minute. That wasn't the last one. I'm lost.
King of Arabia I put out last year. Lady of Jeffrey Manor, Knight of Bronzeville, Knight of Irondale, Knight of Grand Crossing. I've had several since Open Door Marriage, so it's not the latest.
Girl, maybe my mind, the way my mind works, maybe that was the last.
I know, you stopped at Open Door Marriage. I know why you did. But if you read Was It Good For You Too? That's one woman.
That is what, yes.
Good For You Too is one woman who is in love with 2 men.
Ooh.
And you know, I got my best review on it. It was a 3-star review. Well, I had a lot of 5 stars, but it was that 3-star review. It actually sold a lot more books because the lady said it brought out her inner double standard. If it was a man who did it, she'd be all right with it. But a woman, she said she felt some kind of way. And she gave me a good review, but it was three stars. And I posted the star. I didn't post her name. I posted it on my Facebook page and said, you know what? I get where she's coming from, but I find it interesting, you know, and maybe there were people that ran about a book. They ran, let me go see what she's talking about. And it created, I had the most comments on my Facebook page about that. And she inboxed me. She said, you know, that was my review. I said, I did, but I didn't put your name.
Right.
And I thought it was a good review. I said, because a lot of women felt that way. A man could do it, but a woman shouldn't do it.
So, Miss Kai.
Uh-oh. What had happened was.
Yes. You already know where I'm coming from. And it's so crazy because I don't feel like I'm the one-click girl. I'm like, what? That's the last book I purchased from Miss Kai. I am so blown away right now. And I'm telling you.
You got Kings of the Castle that came between that and King Devon that came.
Is that just you by yourself or
Kings of the Castle is the beginning of a 9-book series. So that's me with several other authors. But my book in that series is King of Devon.
Okay.
It starts off, a woman gets pregnant and she's in a coma. And she's been in this facility for 12 months. And so now suspicion is on all of the male people who work there. Even the guy who's the director, they're all under scrutiny because this woman winds up pregnant. It's
now, okay, because I just realized, I can't remember who was I interviewing, Cheryl Lister, that when you're writing with anthologies, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm so used to, I guess, the old school anthologies where you open a book and like when you finish that chapter, it automatically goes to the next chapter. But now they have standalones. So I guess that makes it the series.
That's a series. Anthologies is one book with all the first one. The Kings of the Castle is an anthology. All of us wrote into it, but it doesn't designate who wrote what. You'll only find out as you go along when that person's individual book comes out that was their character. It was so seamless that people didn't know who wrote what. And that was the whole purpose, is that it should have been fluid that way. Mm-hmm. But when we have series, and they can be standalone or they can be connecting or, cliffhangers for the next one and the next one. But ours are standalones. The Kings of the Castle, that 9-book series, is a standalone.
It's a standalone.
Adam, King of Evanston, King of Devon. It was all based here in Chicago. The same way it is with the Knights of the Castle. Those are 9-book series. And that starts off King of Arabia. Then it goes to the Knights. And each one, you can read them individually. You can read them in any order in which you like this particular cover or premise, you can read that. And people were amazed that we didn't give a lot away about what happened in the other books. You met the characters, but it was a labor of love. And those people, my tribe members, they brought their A game. I wanted to see love on the page with the Kings of the Castle.
And they did.
They delivered because I was hurting at that time. There was so many women being killed by their significant or insignificant others because they couldn't stand rejection, or they would leave, when the women wanted to leave the relationship. Or there was one woman, she was at a bar in Wisconsin or whatever with her friend, and this guy walked up to her and said he wanted her number, and she said, I already have a man, and he killed her.
What?
Yes, it was nationwide, that we found out the information. My heart was hurting. My heart was hurting, and I wanted some men who were strong, who would support the women in their lives, and they didn't have to dim their lights in order for the men to shine. Right. That's what the Kings of the Castle were about. And those, my tribe members, they delivered, baby. They delivered. And it got the attention of an imprint that is distributed by a major publishing house. And that's the proposals that I'm working on this weekend. We signed a 3-book deal for one of my tribe members already and working on the movie adaptation deal. So my thing is, doing that series opened the door for us. The lady loved the covers. She loved the branding. She went through and read 10 pages of each book and said, wow, I like what y'all got going on. And she came for us. So almost all of the tribe members are going to be in there with a deal in some form, either in an anthology or in individual deals. She's been plucking the flowers one by one.
I absolutely love that. Oh my God. So, okay, listen, when you first, before the tribe, before everything. When did you realize you wanted to become a writer?
See, what had happened was I met this guy online.
Oh, baby.
Remember back in the day when Microsoft Network had where you play Hearts and Bid Whist and all these online? I met him in the Hearts and Bid Whist rooms. And eventually we went to private rooms just to chat. And then we went from there. He sent me poetry, and then he sent erotic poetry.
Where did your DM, girl?
Girl, that was before DMs were DMs. So he sent me 2 paragraphs of all these wonderful, wicked things he wanted to do to me. Ooh. And I sent him back 10 pages of techniques he needed to brush up on, the things he needed to learn. Those pages that I penned to him over the internet became chapters 16 through 22 of my first novel. So here's what had happened, though.
Okay.
It opened up something in me where my sexual abuse counselor, my father didn't respect my right to say no. My uncle didn't respect my right to say no. The sexual abuse counselor, in the process of helping me to heal, told me to continue writing. I wrote 6 novels within a 2-year period. I write longhand, yellow tablet, blue ink. Wow. And it just poured out of me through my characters, all my pain. I was adopted by my biological mother, who had given me away to someone who would love me, but that person ended up in prison 18 months later, and I landed back where my biological mother never wanted me to be. And I swallowed some type of household cleaner and ended up in the hospital. And in order to get medical care for me, my biological mother had to go before the judge and tell what she had done at birth. So I was adopted by my biological mother, and the abuse was exponential. So, but compared with all of that, by the age of 14, being very damaged and looking to heal, writing became my way to heal.
Wow. Wow. No wonder your writing is so relatable. Like, it's just like, I don't want to say an easy read. When we say easy read, like, it's enjoyable. It's a page turner. It's like, oh my God, what's next? Like, how did you come up with this? Like the thoughts, oh my God. That's just, oh man. I hate when children go through abuse, though. Like, that's just and all the things in the world, that's like one thing I just absolutely hate.
And they're trying to normalize it, trying to normalize children being molested. I mean, it happens so often. And now when people are telling the stories of it, because originally when a lot of Black women started writing their books, that was what was part of the background of the women, because we got to start telling our truth. And so then people are like, God, I don't want to read this no more. But it's happening so much. Yeah. So now I don't put that on the page. I can make a reference to it. Even in Every Woman Needs a Wife, I went into details that I should not have gone into, because I was telling my truth, and I didn't take into consideration the impact it would have on the reader who may have been through some of the things I've been to, and it makes them recall things, or it can have a triggering effect.
Yeah, but it was a healing process for them too. It's therapeutic,
It is, but also too, for my 15-year-old son, when he read She Touched My Soul, he says, Mom, I know all of these horrible things happened to you, but you cannot put it all on one page. It was him and another male attorney I was working with at the time. My good male and my bad male count was off. But he says, you cannot put all of that on one page. You bring the reader down so low they can't get back up again. So I learned to not take the reader through the valley of condition in order to get my point across, in order to get my pain on the page. Right. Just because it goes on the page doesn't necessarily mean it needs to go into print.
See, man, you can't help but be a boss. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I love you. I love you.
So how hard was it for you to get published?
See, I started off self-published.
Okay.
I didn't wait. I read The Maintenance Man by Michael Baisden. I went to school with him. His CVS South Side, Class of 84. Anybody watching, Class of 84. So I read The Maintenance Man, and I was actually, before I realized this was not the thing I should have done, I was like, hell, I could do this. And I called him and I said that. And he was a lot more gracious than he should have been. He said, that's what it's supposed to do. I was like, I didn't realize then that was a good and better answer than I deserved. Like, get off my damn phone. But anyway, he gave me his publisher, his cover designer, and his printer and his printer at the time, his cover designer, and his editor. And I used 2 out of the 3. The cover designer never responded. But that's how I pulled my first one together and said, okay, well, let's see how this happens. So I self-published. And then that was at the time where the graduate class of Black literature. That was Elin Harris, Mary B. Morrison, Mary Monroe, Kimla Lawson Roby. All of them got book deals because they self-published first. And then they landed book deals with a major publishing house. So I put my stuff just after they had been in the industry for a minute, for a small minute. And then I went to Book Expo America and I gave away 50 free copies of my book and 50 free copies of my son's book. And my son and I both landed a contract with Simon & Schuster on the same day.
Wow, what a blessing, yo. That's crazy. So are you still with Simon & Schuster?
Every Woman Needs a Wife will always be with them. Superwoman's Child will always be with them. I'm a hybrid author.
Okay.
So at this point in time, the rest of them are done independently, except for Open Door Marriage. It came out through Brown Girls Publishing. It was Brown Girls Publishing at the time. Now it's Brown Girls Books because people were so focused on the publishing aspects, they forgot to buy the books.
Yes.
So that's why they were saying, no, we want y'all to know we sell books. That was started by Victoria Christopher Murray and Rashonda Tate Billingsley. And interestingly enough, it came about in an interesting way that I sent my book, Open Door Marriage, into Victoria Christopher Murray for editing because I figured I could learn something for her. She's been in the industry for years. She's an editor. She knows some tricks of the trade that I'm an editor myself, but you can learn from other people.
Right.
And she kept that. I was so long. I was like, hold up, Chief, what's going on? And then she called me. She says, I have an offer for you. I was like, proposal for you. I was like, I didn't know you loved me like that.
Oh,
said, not that kind of proposal. I was the first book out of the house for that particular imprint, Brown Girls Publishing. And it was put up in Publishers Weekly. So Open Door Marriage Every Woman Needs a Wife put me on the map. Open Door Marriage put me back on the map. It was controversial. It was, people were either Team Tory or Team Alicia, and they hated Dallas or they loved Dallas. Either way, the story was engaging and got people talking. So from there, I'm about to sign with another imprint of a major publishing house that's coming down the line as part of our tribe efforts of this house looking to pick us up. So that's all coming. But in between, as a hybrid, I've independently published and I've had some major successes with that, building a brand and putting your name out there. They may not know how to pronounce it, but they do know when they see it that it means me. So that's why I've been leaning in on Clubhouse and on Instagram and learning my way around, because truthfully, as far as social media was concerned, I would have ended at MySpace.
No.
I know, but my son brought me to Facebook kicking and screaming. Then he brought me to Twitter kicking and screaming, Instagram kicking and screaming. He has led that, but I led the charge on Clubhouse because everybody started at zero, and I leaned in on Clubhouse, and I'm telling you, I'm at 11,000 followers now over the last 4 months.
You're getting down over there.
Yeah, but there's a lot to be learned and a lot to give on that platform. I really do. So we have that weekly session every Friday at 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time in one of my clubs, the Cavalcade of Authors or A Tribe Called Success or the Literary Cafe. We host events every Friday for people to learn from us about the publishing industry or get their writing in gear. So that has helped to give me the foundation to spread wide, as well as people that are joining my mailing list to stay connected. And now we've got even more renewed interest because we're going to Dubai next year.
I heard a little birdie told me I was going to Dubai now. Okay. Who's going? Is that just for the tribe or y'all open it up for the?
It's open. We already have a list. I'm looking at this list right now. We have 112 people who just said that they were interested. And I'm sorry, 128 people who are interested in going on that trip. I may have to break it up into trip 1, trip 2, depending on people's schedules or whatever, or have somebody leading the other group of people. Because I may have to cut it at 100. And if there's more than that, then I'll have to have a leader for that one, because I can't manage all of those people at once. But Tribe is going to be there in the house. They were the first to sign up, of course. And but it's going to be a different kind of event. When I do events that are abroad, I don't soak it up with a lot of reader events. We'll have every morning at breakfast, you'll get readings or whatever, because you got to come upstairs to eat. Right. So you might as well do it then and leave the rest of the day for yourselves. We do one event that, like a ballroom event over there. And then We'll do the trip to Abu Dhabi to see the Grand Mosque. We'll do one trip to the Oasis so you all can do the sand dunes and the camel rides and things of that sort. And then a trip to the Gold Souk, so to do the shopping. And I'm going to make sure everybody is prepared. You need to bring 2 empty suitcases. Empty suitcases. And here's why. All the pashminas and all the things that you bring back is, and this is going to be a trip of a lifetime for some people. Try to bring back as much as you can and have a wonderful time. So I don't soak it all up with all day you're doing reader events. Even when we're at the Atlantis Resorts, when I do my event there, I start the first event extremely late on the first night. Why? Because the pool closes at 6 o'clock. I want you to get off that plane, get something to eat, go sit at the pool and have a good time. Then we do from 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock or whatever. We have the reading and intros by the authors, and then we play some. Then we break out the wine and liquor, and we play some spades and bid whist and other games and spoons.
Yeah, you my kind of girl.
Right, because I tell the authors, if you can't sell it in 5 minutes, you don't need 50. See. You don't need, but I do it in such a way that the readers hear from everybody. If you give them an hour, 5 minutes per author that's there, they get to hear from everybody, and the other authors get to hear from each other, and they can learn from each other. I don't have to have a whole hour, 2-hour conferences. Like the first night is intro, 11 o'clock the next morning, let you sleep in enough. 11 o'clock the next morning, everybody gets 5 minutes to read. Then we party later that night. You don't need all of that time. Sunday morning, it's 5 minutes each author to talk about the spiritual aspects of their lives. I want you, if we're someplace abroad, I want you to enjoy that place. So Dubai, we're going to be there for 8 nights, 9 days, however. We're probably only going to soak up about 2 days worth. Have fun. See that place. You might not get to go back there again.
Right. Oh,
that's my thinking. Enjoy. And I'm going to make sure the stuff that you have to do there, that, the Grand Mosque, oh my God. Oh my God. Yes. We got to go visit there. Other places that you saw that, what was that in Fast and Furious, where they had the twin tower, those towers and the car jump from one to the other. I saw that place. So there's a lot to do, but I want you all to, and I will tell you all the places to go and things. I want my people, when they go on trips like that with me, to be extremely prepared. Make sure you have your compression socks on the plane. Make sure you have your regimen for getting your exercise in so you don't develop clots. I want people to have a wonderful experience with the authors, because they'll take that back. Girl, I traveled over there with Naleighna Kai and J.L. Woodson and J.L. Campbell, and I had the best time. Those are things that you want people to take away. You want them, same way with books. Yeah. You want them to walk away with a great experience. That when one of the best things I ever heard when the pandemic hit last year, several readers said the first thing that they were going to do was reread The Kings of the Castle. Reread a 9-book series they went to a comfort zone. I loved hearing that. I loved hearing that what we put on the page provided them something that they wanted to come back to. And then we released the Knights of the Castle, and they had some more men to love. Good. Now we're breaking up with the Queens of the Castle. The Queen's gonna bring it in, baby.
Speaking of men to love, it brings us to the next segment in the Brown Book series called "Who'd You Rather?" Well, we take a couple of your heroes and not so heroes, men of your book, and we pit them against each other, and you to let us know who'd you rather, one night stand, that's it, hit it and quit it, that's all.
Okay.
We ain't falling in love, we ain't trying to get married, we ain't trying to do none of that.
Hit it over.
Yes, we just knock up against the wall, and that you gotta go. All right. First up,
there's some holes in this house.
Hey, will you still point us out? Okay. Oh, girl, no. See, I said I wasn't going to drink tequila with this interview. I think I could have. All right. Who would you rather? Michael Magic Arrington or Christian Vidal?
Michael Magic Arrington, and let me tell you why.
Okay.
Christian Vidal is based off my son. Yeah, Christian Vidal. He's from the Vidal family.
Yes.
I co-wrote that with him. So there's only certain sections I did, but that character is his. So
Okay, yeah. So
based off of his real life experiences. Did you read? You didn't read that one though.
Not the Christian Vidal one.
Oh my God!
I read Mr. Michael.
She touched my soul. That was my healing story. That was my healing story. But there was something in Christian Vidal is from the Night of Irondale. Mm-hmm. And there's a scene in there. My son included some real life experiences with me. There was a time that he came home early from work, and he walked out, and he didn't know I came home early from work. He didn't know I was there, and he came out of the shower nut naked, right? So I saw the goods, and I haven't seen the goods since he was 21 or whatever age he was, and I hadn't seen that since he was a toddler, right? Okay, right. So he scrambled in the room and got dressed, right? And so he came out, and I was putting the groceries up, and I said, "I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna leave it alone. You got your dick from your mama because your daddy wasn't hung like that."
You are officially my kind of girl.
He put that in the book. So when I read it, when I was editing, I read that I was on the floor, because I mean, I really remembered that, you know, and the way he worked it into the book as the mother, he's trying to get the mother to move to the place in the book. And she's like, so you want me to be over there telling embarrassing stories? And he's like, "Mama, what kind of embarrassing stories?" And then he wove that into it. So yeah. And he also wove into the fact that he watches me on camera when I'm coming in for groceries, and he'd type, "Mama, see a lot of awful takeout coming in and no groceries." Or he'll text me, "Lay off that sweet tea." He'll see that McDonald's cup of sweet tea, and I love it. And I thought I was being slick one night. I didn't text him that I was on my way in, because I knew I had that McDonald's in my hand, and I didn't text him to let him. And this little, I'm not going to even say, he rolled back the camera.
Oh my God.
And I got a text that said, "Lay off that sweet tea. I saw that McDonald's walking in the house." I was like,
it's so funny. These boys with these cameras. One of my brothers lived with my mom. We at our family home. We wanted to make sure, one of us was there with her. Mm-hmm. And he put a camera in his room. Mm-hmm. And so when she don't know it, but she typical mom. She does the laundry. She want to make sure his room is. I'm like, "Mom, he's grown. Leave him alone." So she don't know a camera in there. So he sent us all the feed from the camera. So we see her walking in his room. Me being the only girl, I had to call her and tell her. I like, "Mom, the boy got a camera in his room, and he can see every time you walking in there. He can see everything. Stay out of his room." And she's like, "What? I just want to, she can't take it. If she walk in his room, if it's laundry, she can't take it. She just, she got to do his laundry. She got to go in there. She's like, "It smells in here." I'm like, "Mom, he's a boy. Leave him alone." But yeah, them boys in that camera is a mess.
I know, right? So it got me in so much trouble. And now I've got a daddy, because you going out of the house looking like that? Even this would be too much, Cleveland. I mean, it's funny that he has become like the parent in this relationship. So it's amazing to have him throw the stuff back at me that I threw into him growing up. So now I'm feeling he's out of the house and I'm grown, and I can do all the stuff that I told him.
You think so, girl? You better walk around. You might have some more cameras in there, Mama.
I know, right? I know, right?
All right, next up, who'd you rather? Tony Baltimore or Delvin Jermaine?
Tony Baltimore. Tony Baltimore is based on the real life, the love of my life, who's no longer with me. There's 4 characters that I've based off him. Delvin Jermaine, I had to pull. I wasn't as connected to him. He was a good character, but he didn't have the base that some of my other characters have as a heart space. So they're a little bit more near and dear. So Tony Baltimore, I would give it to him out of both panty legs.
Oh, yeah, I would have too, because now that book I did read and I liked him. Like,
based off of real life experiences. My Time in the Sun is my sister and my niece were both victims of child sex trafficking, one at age 14 and one at age 17. And their stories are woven in. T's story is my other niece's story, not the one that was child trafficked, but she also was with a man. He was a huge, gigantic man. He had to be about 6'3" and 300 pounds. And she is 4'5". She looked like a little girl. And it's something in my spirit. It didn't set right with me. You know, he got her when she was real young, and to this day, it just, So I wove all of that into My Time in the Sun about family, generational secrets and curses and all of those different things. But Tony, I love the way he supported the first lady, a first lady who did not believe in God. And he didn't know this because he was called, but he was already married to her before he was called to preach. But she supported him in his efforts. He never knew that she didn't believe in God.
Yeah, it was you know, even though it seemed like the books are kind of straightforward, your books, it's always, to me, it's like a little twist in it, some kind of way. I'd be like, oh, I didn't see that coming. Oh, okay. Yeah. So, girl, yeah, honey, you I'm just going, you my kind of girl. Okay, last up. Who'd you rather? Now, these two men, I was kind of torn between Dallas Avery or Eileen.
Oh, see, that's just not fair.
I know.
Oh my God.
Every now and then I gotta throw in something. It's just not.
Oh my God. I only will say Cameron Ali Khan.
Okay.
Because number one, I love brothers. I love East Indian men too. Dallas Avery is based off the same person that Tony Baltimore is. So I'm gonna switch that up. I'm gonna say Cameron Ali Khan. I want some variety in my life. I'm just saying.
I understand. That is what's up. Hilarious. Okay, speaking of variety, we have another segment called Author's Moments, where we ask you, just random questions, and you can just answer them. I used to say this to everybody. I used to say, give us your honest answers, but then I'm like, no, just give me your best answers, because sometimes we don't want no problems. Honest answers. I'll be like, girl, I ain't gonna come knocking on my door. Like, what is? So, Author's Moments. What's your most urgent priority for the rest of the year?
My most urgent priority is these proposals and this series. We have 3 sets of series coming out this year. The Queens of the Castle, the Pleasure series, and the Merry Hearts series. I'm actually, once I get off of here, I'm in the middle of editing the second story that I have, full story, for the Merry Hearts series. My whole thing is getting and we have some newbies in the house and in the tribe, and they are releasing their first books in June. And that's my priority, is getting those books out. But that's on a literary level.
Right, yeah.
On a personal level, drinking more water and getting my butt on that treadmill that's behind me, that's still up like a bridge, like everything else can cross except for me crossing the boundary and getting on that treadmill. So getting on the treadmill, walking and dancing, my health. I'm a plus size woman, but I don't have diabetes. I don't have high blood pressure. I don't have some of the ailments that come along with this. I am moving back into becoming vegetarian again. A lot of things and adjustments that I'm making for my health, so I can enjoy this newfound prosperity and this fortune that I'm working on. So yeah, so personally, my health, literary wise, all of the projects we have going down out the gate.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm moving into I did was strictly vegetarian for like 3 years straight, and it was so wonderful. My health was great, my skin was, and then I got married, and this boy, child, him and meat got a thing going on. Like, I think he cheats on me with the hamburger, right? So, but now I'm like, you know what, I need to get back into that, because it just make you feel, have more energy. It was just, yeah,
it does. It does. So yeah,
I'm with you on that. Okay. All right, Author's Moments. In being a novelist, what did you learn a little too late?
Okay, so see, what had happened was there was one lesson more than others. When I first came out the gate, it's get it in writing, have the contracts in place. Get it in writing, have the contracts in place. My first novel was done with 2 other people. Well, actually, 1 other person, because the third person, a character was based off of him. It was the guy that I met over the internet, and he was the writer, and the jealousy or whatever kicked in. He didn't do his part. I still put his name on the book because the character was based off of his life.
That's nice.
Man, didn't this dude decide once all the work was done, he wanted to come in. He wanted 50%. I had to get lawyers involved. I paid for the editing, cover design, photo shoots, because back then, I did photo shoots for the covers. All of the stuff. He didn't even write his part. We wrote that part. I got you. I got you. So what I did was with the lawyer, no, you're not getting 50%, number one. But
Right.
you don't get a dime until 2,000 copies sell. 2,000 copies are sold. Shay, how many copies did I have printed?
1,999.
Damn straight. Damn straight.
I would just I absolutely love it. Is he still writing now? Did he ever like?
He never did write and publish. He never did.
Wow.
And I think that was the issue. He didn't understand. He took it as a threat, I think, because when I say it started pouring out of me, it started pouring. I didn't grow up saying I wanted to be an author. That was the springboard, but it was my pastor who was my sexual abuse counselor. And this is what she does as a living. She's licensed for that. And she was my former boss first, though. My boss, then my sexual abuse counselor. Now my minister, been with her for over 20 years. But here's the thing. Wow. She was the one who encouraged me to keep going. So it had nothing to do with him. It may have been the catalyst, may have been the seed, right. But it was watered with my pain. It was watered with the need to release from my pain. So he can kick pebbles because rocks is too strong for him.
What? That's what I'm talking about. You can kick rocks with flip-flops, okay? Next.
And airport flip-flops like at that, okay?
How about that? Author's moments. If you could have tea with one fictional character, who would it be? Your book or someone else's book? Any fictional character?
It would be Mary of Octavia Butler's Mind of My Mind. She was a young ghetto telepath. And that book, actually, my pastor is the one who told me about Octavia, turned me on to Octavia Butler. And it has actually changed, reading her has actually changed my life. But that is the one character I would like to have tea with. Wow, if you said author, I would be in trouble.
Oh yeah, no. Oh, I need to make that another
But it would be people who are no longer. I've actually met every author I have ever wanted to meet.
Really?
Lisa Nichols, James Patterson. I have a picture with him. Let me tell you, I was at Book Expo America, and you had to have a ticket to get in line to get one of his books, his new books. And let me tell you, I walked past, and he was standing there, and I said, I would really love to take a picture with you. I love that you have a Black male protagonist that is very intelligent, very resourceful, very warm. And I said, you're changing the dynamic of how Black people see Black people on the page like that. And he says, I thank you for saying that. Would you like a picture? Sure. So we took and then he says, and would you like a book? Now there's a long line winding around. I know them people was pissed at me because guess what? Yeah, yes, I want a book. It happens like that. So Jackie Collins, all the authors I have, Octavia Butler. But who would I want to have tea with? Octavia Butler, L.A. Banks. Those two people I would. Elin Harris.
Yeah, I made
I would love to have tea with them. I've met them all, but I would just like to have one more time.
Oh man, that is awesome. That's what I'm working on that too. I'm like, I need every author that's still here that I want to talk to. I'm going through them like one by one, trying to just meet everyone that I can. I first got into romance by reading Frances Ray.
Yes, and she was always so embarrassed at reading the sex parts.
Was she?
She would blush. Oh my God, yes, she would blush. It was the cutest thing. She'd be on the stage. She was at my event. And she would actually turn red and come into that part. And she couldn't do it. It was the sweetest thing.
Oh my God. Yeah, I hate that I didn't get a chance to meet her. But I'm like, okay, everybody else, I'm like, listen, I'm on
it. Get them. If you need me to hook you up with some folks, let me know.
Girl, you know I will be calling like, hey, excuse me, I need some help. All right, at this moment, if you could sit down with your 15-year-old self, what would you tell her?
It's not your fault. It's not your fault. It's not your fault. It's not your fault. Your mother, your uncle, your father, the things that they did to you, you didn't deserve that. And it's not your fault that it happened. It was their fault for believing that they could hurt you in those ways.
Well put. Well put. All right, Miss Kai. Let's go find you something else real quick, dead or alive.
Okay.
If you were hosting a dinner party and could invite 5 people from any era, who would it be? Any era.
It would have to be Napoleon Hill. It would have the 1930s. Florence Scovel Shinn. Ernest Holmes. I would be people from the area that started the New Thought movement. So 5 more people. But see, what they taught spanned against time. So I would want to meet again. It would be Louise Hay. It would be Wayne Dyer. So it would be all those New Thought people at one time.
Wow.
Yeah.
I absolutely love that. Absolutely love that. Now, yours, a brighter moment.
Okay.
Your kids, your sons. So you have, how many? Do you have 2 sons or just one?
One son.
One son. Oh, J.L. Campbell, that's not your son. Okay, cool.
No, J.L. Campbell is an author. J.L. Woodson is my son.
J.L. Woodson is your son. What writing? So like, he just was like, I'm gonna follow mama footsteps. Look, I already got my mama's dick, so maybe I need to follow.
But he didn't find out till he was full grown about that one.
Okay.
I was like, woo, look at the time. But his started from an English assignment.
Oh wow!
It was an English assignment. He had to write a scary story, and he wrote what it would be like to kill one parent to protect another.
Oh, he did.
Scared the hell out of the girl. I was up at that school. They had the principal, the detectives, the authorities. They thought he wrote it in first person, and they thought that was happening in real life. You know, his father, my husband. He said, had to tell him, number one, first of all, I'm not married. Fornication is working out entirely too well. But it was good. When I read it, I saw what he did that. He did that. He did that. And we put him with Susan Mary Malone. She was an editor for New York Times bestselling author Mary B. Morrison. We used her as an editor. And he expanded that story and told what it was like for our lives at that time, that we were living in hiding. We were protecting a friend from a husband who had threatened to kill her. And we knew he would make good on it because his brother had killed his wife. So that whole type of mental illness, of that rejection of woman leaving them, they just couldn't fathom that. So I changed my son's school. I changed jobs. I moved to the burbs. It was a whole lot going on. And my son found a way to work that into his first book, The Things I Could Tell You.
Wow.
Yep. And having that book got him a 4-year academic scholarship to Fisk. He took it on a college tour, and he had 2 copies, and he gave them to 2 different admissions directors. One was Alabama A&M, and the other one was Fisk University. And both of those admissions directors at different times of his life have impacted his schooling and getting him into the schools that he wanted to at that time.
That is absolutely awesome. Oh my God. This has been a very, very enlightening interview. Like, this has been awesome. I really, really enjoyed talking to you. We have one last question that we asked.
Okay.
Here at the Brown Book Series. But before we ask our last question, we want everyone to be able to contact you. So could you tell everybody how they can get in contact with you, how your social media handles, your websites, all things, Miss Kai, honey. You need to write a book called Miss Kai. And where they can go and pick up your books.
Definitely. Naleighna Kai everywhere. www.naleighnakai.com. On Facebook, author Naleighna Kai. Instagram, Naleighna, my handle is @Naleighna Kai, Twitter @Naleighna Kai, BookBub @Naleighna Kai. So I chose the author name as the signature everywhere on all social media, Goodreads, all the way across the board. So that's where you can find me. Instagram, I do answer all DMs. If you're interested in starting your journey, go to my Instagram page. If you're trying to write your book, trying is lying. If you're writing your book, go look for the number 9 on my news feed on Instagram. It's 9 tips for writing fiction, 9 tips for writing life stories, and 9 tips on publishing. and it's all 3 different posts, and there are 9 tips. You just scroll through each one. You want to save it so you can reference it for later. Or you click the link in my Instagram bio. And if you want to email me, it's naleighnakai@gmail.com.
I absolutely love it. I love your name too. I'm just
It means the determined one is present.
Oh, girl, the determined one is present. Oh my God, I like that. I love that. That's what's up. Okay, so last question. I just want to say again, thank you for joining us. This has been a treat. I really, really appreciate it.
And thank you for the opportunity. I really do.
All right. If you were writing a book about your life, what would the title be?
I'm actually writing a book about my life. I'm actually writing a book about my life right now. It's going to be out in June.
Wow.
It's called Transformation. And it equates the story of the Levite's concubine, as well as what happened to King David's daughter, how she wasn't valued. So I would say transformation.
I love it. Oh, this is so good. Oh my God. All right, Miss Kai. Hold 1 second for me, okay?
Okay.
Brown Book Series. Make sure you go and check out everything Miss Naleighna Kai. I absolutely love her. I absolutely just love her. This has been a great interview. And I know you loved it. So y'all know the routine. Check the subscription box below. Hit the notification bell so you can see all the other great content that we have coming up for you. And 6 o'clock, you're right here, Brown Book Series. 7 o'clock, you're over at Authors Behind the Pages with author Reese Ryan. And then after that, 8 o'clock, you're over at Cruise Radio with Iris Bolling for Iris Moments. Remember to go support each platform, like it, subscribe to it, and share each platform with your friends. We'll see you next Wednesday. Be good and please be safe.
Open up your brown book, baby. It's for you, it's for us. The fantasies, no one can judge us, no one can judge us. This is for us. Open up your brown book, baby.